What's up, AfterBuzzers? Welcome to the AfterBuzz Anime Reviews. We're talking Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood Part 4. We finished Part 4. Oh my goodness. We have epic battle, creepy legion monster thingamabobs, lots of blood, gore, who dies, who's not, dead, and people have come back. Yay! Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Where is it?
Yeah!
I had to shoulder up just in case, like, wait for it.
Now we need to get really good and learn to sing along.
I know. I was like,
No, there are those people that I'm like, oh, it's good. Sailor Moon, I think if I can be guided, do that in Japanese.
Yeah.
In Japanese?
I got it. Oh, no.
Oh, that's what I was saying, in Japanese. Yeah.
Well, girl, I can do a little bit. I can do some. Yeah.
Welcome to AfterBuzz Anime Reviews. We're talking Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, Part 4, episodes 9 through 13. So we've now wrapped up Part 4.
We did it, everyone!
My name is Kari Lane, and my awesome co-host.
What's up, everyone? I'm Alexis Torres. What's up, everyone? I'm Jaimi Gray.
Hi, guys. I'm Oliver Drennan.
Oh my goodness. We don't have any news today because we have 5 episodes to cover. What are our overall thoughts on the end of Part 4?
It was cray. It was a lot of darkness going on. It was like a thriller.
Okay.
Like, it wasn't like a lot of happy times.
Yeah.
Like, they had a couple funny moments, but they weren't as funny because I was still like crying from another scene. So it was just a lot going on. And I felt so bad for Al. Like, little Boo.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was a lot.
There were so many fights. Like, I couldn't keep up with it. I'm like, oh, it can't get better than this. And it did. Oh, my gosh. But, like, now, the way that it ended, it's like, okay, there's still a lot more to take care of, for sure.
I didn't think they could wrap it all up in just now.
In like
we
5
have a whole
episodes?
other season.
I would have been upset.
What are they going to do? It would be kind of boring if they're like, well, we finished off this thing and then... So
that's it? Yeah. Everyone lives happily ever after.
Yes. All right. So episode 9, The Oath in the Tunnel. Lan Fan and Ling with the assist.
I love her name. Just like her. That was perfect. Basically.
So they were able to follow, they followed, how did you get there? It was like, we followed the chi, which is like, good, we have special abilities. And Fu is there too, old man Fu.
Yeah.
Pride and Hinkle, their fights, my goodness, they were fun. Poor Hinkle's getting Heinkel. It's more Heinkel, like Heineken.
I keep thinking of Heine.
Yeah,
But I'm like, no.
He's getting tired and he's just like, die already.
I know.
Because it doesn't seem like Salim's getting hurt at all.
It's still weird
That's
to
a
see him as
rascal.
a child being like thrown around like
Yeah.
He
that.
was creeping me out this episode. I was not feeling it. I was like, he's got to go. Pride's got to go.
Especially what is that, episode 10 or 11 when we get the weird hybrid or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
That was that moment I was like, I don't mess with
I was like,
sleep anymore.
you can't beat him.
I don't F's with sleep.
No.
That's not happening.
We have Roy Mustang and Madam Christmas at the bar, and they learn about Salim, the old pictures, and they point out there's no Bradley family. Dun, dun, dun. Also, how do we like that reveal that Chris, Madam Christmas is Chris Mustang, his foster mother. Yes. I was like, that's cool.
It was a shocker.
Yeah, I love how it was just like, we don't know really anything about Roy Mustang, but here's just a little tiny sprinkle. And that's it. That's all you get. You get no more.
They part ways. He blows up her bar, and he's like, don't worry, I'll get you another one. She goes,
You'll be
hi.
fine.
Yeah, no problem. Pride, but he makes the line, which is very appropriate for Al, because he says outward appearances are only symbolic. Dun, dun, dun. But of course, a couple passerbys come by and then provide fire and like, damn nabbits, right? Okay. Mustang, when he meets up with his crew, you guys have one order to obey, and that's don't die.
Yeah. The feels.
All deep down, I was like, this is war. I don't know if I can fulfill that promise.
Yes.
I'm just happy Hawkeye and Mustang are together.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm just like, together.
Just get together already. I know we're about to go to battle and everything, but come on. I ship them.
Me too.
Yes.
We all do. OTP ship.
Come on, it's a classic horror movie. There's all this stuff going on, we're still going to have sex, and then we'll get back to what we're doing.
Yes, exactly.
I would've been okay
Back
with
to
that.
business.
Yeah. Ed and Pride fight when they have that, and then Salim is like, why can't I cut through him? And we were wondering about it. We asked the question. We asked you out there watching, and it looks like keeping my Northern Automail was the right decision.
Yes.
That was a good callback. I was like, oh, cool, because we totally were like, maybe shitty sweet tobacco night.
Yeah.
Yes. We do have a live chat, by the way, of this, and if you're watching live, thank you for joining us.
Show
If you're
us some
watching later,
love.
please comment down below. How much do we love that light flash bomb?
That was cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Flashbang.
Yes. They're like, haha, we can do something. So it kind of helps, but it definitely is not over yet. And it's the carbon in the automail.
Yeah.
I agree. Which is so cool. And then, as you kind of mentioned, the new Pride, because he eats gluttony.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is
Yes.
episode. I don't know why I thought it was the next episode.
Like I said, I'm over
Yeah.
Pride. He's gotta go.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't.
Yes.
He's giving me anxiety.
I
Yeah.
thought gluttony was bad, but like,
Yeah.
Especially when
But
Celine's
I'm
like
actually
licking
really-
his lips too. I was like, this is too much.
Yeah, that was like, he's a kid. I was like, this is
like,
creepy.
oh.
I was like, what am I watching right now?
Oh.
But I'm so glad that gluttony is gone.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
going to say, I almost felt bad for gluttony. As he
no,
was
I
being
felt
eaten.
bad for sure.
A
Yeah.
hot second.
Yeah.
And I was
Because-
like,
but now I'm just so sick of Pride. Like
Yes.
you, Jamie,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my god, how are
Yeah.
they gonna take him down? It's nice that we're finally getting like some weaknesses
Yes.
for him, but I'm like, it's like he can't die just yet,
Yeah.
and I know, but
What
I
do
want
we-
him to die.
would we call him something else, like Glide or
Glide
Brittany?
sounds like
Like, since he's like TV. Glide.
Brittany.
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 It's like
Brittany.
Brittany.
Oh my god.
Please welcome to the stage, Glide!
He's a killer.
He's
Watch
gonna
out now.
kill your souls.
Then we have the meeting over at Central, and they're talking about how Mustang will take Mrs. Bradley as a hostage. And why was anyone going like, why would you bother? Because they felt this was going to be kind of a dumb idea.
Well,
At
I
the
was
meeting.
like, hey, it's your life, you know?
Yeah?
yeah.
Do what you gotta do.
Yeah, it was just so interesting. I also love the character design when you see the difference between Pride and Gluttony, when you saw like his purple eyes kind of, and they were a little bit whiter. So I thought that character design, because I thought
Good detail.
they were going to stick with just like, oh, he's just this kid that's still the same, but like you can see the subtle different. Brain.
I noticed the purple
Differences.
eyes now, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they
I hadn't
were
noticed
Much
that
more
He
before.
got
distinct.
contact.
Yeah, and you can
They're
see that
plain
he's
black
clearly
before.
and the fact that again with the thicker lines for his eyes and things that you can tell like he's somewhat more powerful and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. I don't know. I was just that's just
Upgrade.
little things I pick up, you know.
Then that was the end of episode 9. Episode 10, Filial Affection. We have
Yes.
Ed versus Pride with Greeling and Lanfan, and they're fighting. And pretty much I was just like, how do you even fight Pride? Like, what do you
Lanfan.
do?
Girl,
Girl.
I
All
was
you
like,
need
girl,
is
calm
one
down.
pump.
Like, she was just being really, like, overachiever-ish.
Yep.
And I'm like, you're about to get blown up. And Ed's trying to save you. It was just, girl.
Ed was getting blown up.
Well, yeah, he's like, I don't want you to get eaten. Like,
Yeah, because she was struggling too because
Yeah,
of
her
she's still
automail.
It's only
yeah.
been 7 months. That's you having something new on your arm for 7 months and then trying to get back into your normal fighting.
Right.
I mean, she was doing a good job with gluttony, but
Yeah.
clearly against
Yep.
Pride, she was struggling.
And the fact that
Right.
she was already fighting for such a long period of time too.
Yeah.
Eventually, it was going to give out and start hurting.
that's
so.
why you call
Yes.
before you come. Had they known that Lawn Cloud was coming, they could have
Yeah.
planned something.
Yeah,
she could have
could've
come off the
figured it out.
blue. You know, it's like we
Yeah.
could have helped you a little earlier, but
I mean,
hey.
Well,
Overachiever.
speaking of calling, we get Hohenheim. He pretty much calls Al back out of that space that
Yeah.
he was in and points out that the homunculi are essentially a clone of his clone, which is like, oh. And then this is probably why it's easier that they can interfere with his blood seal, which I was like, I feel this is a nugget of information.
So just
Definitely remember
just to
that.
clarify, did Hohenheim, he had basically like recreated the seal on Al's armor wear? Is that right?
I
Because
don't-
it looked like they showed like a quick glimpse of it. I
I
don't
thought
know.
it looked exactly the same. I couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't
didn't think
remember.
anything
changed.
I don't think
Or-
anything
no?
has changed. I don't think anyone has touched it, but I
Okay.
also don't know because we don't get a lot of it. We just get
Bits and
random clips
pieces.
of them looking at a seal. So it could be Ed's old seal, maybe, but I believe that he hasn't touched it.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure like if it had gotten smeared at all.
I think if it
No,
did, he would be dead.
He would be completely
Really?
dead. Yeah. 'cause
Okay, okay.
he-
I thought it was like if it was all the way off.
no. If it's
Well, because remember with the guys in the laboratory, as they started to like literally chip it away, they
Yeah.
were fading.
yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So I feel like it'd be different. Even though he is technically fading, I don't think it was because of the fact that someone was messing with his
Yeah.
seal. That's just
Right.
what he's going through.
I did like though that when he woke up and he said "Dad," you know, because you're so
Yeah.
used to like I know Eddie used to call him Hohenheim, but just to kind of see that difference. And
Oh, yeah.
he doesn't get to wake up to his
Yeah.
dad often. I was like, oh,
Dad.
So
yeah.
cute.
And then how Banff is dad when he arrives and they're like, oh, you're late. And he goes, heroes always arrive late, you know?
It reminded me
Never
of
heard that
Gandalf
before.
from
Oh my
one of the
God.
movies. Like, a wizard is never
Yes.
late. You
He
guys.
just needed "You shall not pass," and then
Yeah.
just like
Yeah,
unleash
just
it.
went. Yeah,
Which he
yeah.
kind of did.
Yeah.
And then we think it's like over for him because we're like,
Mm-hmm.
wait, Al, what are you doing? And they make the Earth Dome. How cool was that? I did
So
not see
smart.
that coming.
It was
So smart.
genius.
That's when Al was holding Salim.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And then Salim tried to go after Hohenheim with his tentacles.
It's like chink.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! That was awesome.
It's insane.
Al was just taking one for the team though, like this
Yeah?
entire episode. That's why I felt bad for him, because I'm like, he's basically he's putting himself out there, but he's being used
Yeah.
and abused, and just he's losing all these fights.
Yeah, and that's why Ed was so upset. He's like, you trapped him in there with a
Yeah.
monster? And he's like, this was his idea.
Like, sure, he can handle it, but jeez.
Because
Yeah.
it's a test of endurance. Al doesn't need oxygen. He doesn't
Yeah.
need to eat. He doesn't need to
true.
sleep. So if he had to stay in there for a long time,
He
no
would have been
problem.
fine, yeah.
Then we pop over to Scar's group, and they're trying to change the country without terrorism, which was an interesting line they points out, because they meet some kind of locals who point out that, one, there's more Ishvalans, and they were like, yeah, the Ishvalans totally blew up Bradley's train. He's like, what? New information.
Yeah.
And then they learn that May's come back, and again,
Yeah.
why? No, you should have gone back to your country. But then we get a quick moment of Kimberly killing a bunch of Ishvalans too. I'm like, damn, nabbits,
I know.
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
bloody and brutal.
Not a
Yeah.
fan of Kimberly.
Yeah, he's not over it. All right, we get the Pride and Al kind of chat inside the dome, and then it's I was like, dude, don't point out all the flaws in the plan.
Yeah. I know you're smart, but
It's like,
be smarter.
no, you're telling the bad guy.
It's usually the other way around. The bad
Yeah.
guy's usually telling
Right.
you their entire plan. But
That's
Al's
like Al's still a kid
"Ah."
somewhat.
Well, yeah, he's
Be
only a
little naive.
teenager. Yeah, he
Yeah.
doesn't know what he's doing.
You don't know what you're doing.
He knows enough.
And he points out, Pride points out, he doesn't have a mother and actually did like Mrs. Bradley and was intrigued by her and found her enjoyable, which is creepy and kind of cool to learn that.
I mean, it's also very interesting that these homunculi who are not technically
Yeah.
human are being able to, the fact that they hate humans or make fun of them all the time, but they also can learn to kind of love or look for affection in a
Yeah.
human. So I found
Yeah.
that very interesting.
Yeah.
You see, there's human in like something that's not human. That's very weird.
It's very weird,
Yeah.
especially for like people who kill people all the time.
Yeah.
You're just kind of
Yeah, for like no reason. That's a very human-like quality, and I liked how they showed that, because I feel like Envy in the couple past episodes, he had that when May was crying when she was met with those nice villagers,
yeah.
and he was like, "Oh, they're so nice," you know. So I feel like they realized that humans are pretty awesome.
yeah, but I also feel like
And
they still want to
tenacious.
kill them.
Yes.
That's a word that came up a lot.
yeah. I
and-
just feel bad for what's the mom's name? I forget.
Mrs. Bradley.
Mrs.
Yeah.
Bradley.
Yeah.
Because
She doesn't get an identity.
Yeah, I
really.
remember she saved
she
Salim at
saved
one
his
point.
life.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
story
And
was so nice.
I loved how he was like, I didn't even need her to save me, but I
Yeah.
still like really appreciated what she did for me.
Can you imagine
Yeah.
if we were like, if let's say we were on the street watching that happen, we're like, you know, and she didn't jump in the way? Like, how would you explain that to your mom? I'm fine. It just magically moved
What were those
away.
tentacles?
If your child is homunculus, like that's just my
what do you
child.
do?
Or
It's
he
like,
could get hit by a car, which he does in later episodes, and
Yeah.
he's like, I'm fine.
I know, but like just thinking about it, because like we
Yeah.
were talking about how him being thrown around like a rag doll makes us feel uncomfortable.
Oh,
Can you
yeah.
imagine being like the mom and she's like, oh my god, like,
They all need
Yeah,
therapy.
everything's fine, everything's good.
And what is it with anime and like getting hit by cars? I can name about 5
Yes.
where someone
Yeah.
gets hit by a car.
You're just
Yeah.
like, wow. I feel like they do that in a lot of movies too.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
like, all right, guys.
And
You're just
buses.
waiting for it.
I know.
Whatever
Like, yeah, as soon as
transportation
someone
you
like
think of.
walks into a street, I'm already waiting for a bus
A
or
moped.
somebody. Like
Yeah.
Mean Girls has ruined me
Yes.
for that. Like it's just
For life.
awful.
Final Destination as well.
Yeah, don't
All
even
right.
get me started.
Ed and Scar, their group meets up and they kind of have this discussion of loyalty because the Chimeras are like, oh my gosh, you're on that side, you're on that side. Like,
Yeah.
no, dude, we left that group once they're ready to
You're
kill
late.
us. Peace out. We are not doing that. And they're kind of like, oh no, what about Al? And it's showtime in the morning, and they get the epic red coat put back on. He's like ready to go.
This guy.
And then with the end of the episode is kind of the post credits where Mustang and his group is getting noticed, cornered,
Yep.
and only keep Mustang alive. Dun dun dun. And shots are fired. Who
I know.
was worried at the
Oh
end of
my
that
God.
episode?
Not me.
Yeah, I was worried.
I was a little worried. No, no lie, because I was like, oh my god, who got shot?
Yeah,
But-
you're like, somebody has to have gotten shot.
Yeah.
Episode 11, Upheaval in Central.
Woo.
Extra people hiding for the win. The extra people in their rafters. It's like,
Yeah.
yes. But they're only, did you notice how they're only doing like leg shots and not vital organs or anything like that? Which I'm like, Thank you. Anytime there's a movie, fine. You don't have to kill your bad guy if you
Right.
don't want to. Shoot him in the leg and they can't run after
Just
you.
torture them.
Especially because the fact that these guys are not technically bad guys because they don't know what's
Yeah,
actually
they don't know.
happening. They're literally
Yes.
following orders to the point where they're like, oh my god, Roy Mustang, the flame alchemist, is just randomly trying to be a tyrant and trying to do all
Right.
these things, you know? So it's not their fault.
No.
True.
In this instance, at least.
Yeah. Mustang, but then we get the why, essentially. One of the other reasons he kidnapped Bradley, Mrs. Bradley, because he wants that confirmation on pretty much who to kill and who to keep. That he's like, all right, glad I heard it from your lips. But they're like, oh, we will keep you safe. Which is like,
Yeah, that's
oh,
cute.
because
Yeah, she
her
deserves
moment
it.
of like, am I forsaken from my husband? And you're like,
I
oh,
felt so bad
poor
for
girl.
her.
Yes.
Like, you know nothing.
Yeah.
You
Mrs.
naive
Bradley.
woman.
Yeah.
So the other army groups are noticing nobody's dying. They're all just getting shot and not in like anything that's going to kill them way.
Yeah, lots of
I wanted
injuries.
more soldiers to be like, something is amiss.
Right?
I mean, yeah, I think we had like 2 or 3, I think.
Yeah, they kind of were like,
They were a little slut.
a little bit. Armstrong, female Armstrong,
Yes.
is pointing out all the central forces, their weaknesses. And Briggs' men have more than they think, and pretty much, surprise, here they come.
She's always talking
And-
down on people.
Yeah.
I know.
And which we kind of got the hint at before. They were all kind of hiding at the mansion under the disguise that repairs were going on, quote unquote. Which is like, yes.
Quote unquote.
And oh my goodness, how excited were we with Rebecca for the resupply?
Yes. That was awesome.
That was super funny. And then, okay, I will admit, I got emotional when Maria Ross showed up. I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah. That's why I was like, you have to wait. She's coming
I'm so
back. I
happy.
just couldn't tell you why.
And I know her color is probably the same. And I was like, did she get a tan? Like, she just looks different. And I was like, it's something.
I think it's also she's
the
not.
desert.
Yeah, and also the fact that we don't get to see her in civilian clothes very often.
Yeah.
That's
so
probably
she's wearing
why.
like a purple top and, you know,
Spray
her hair was-
tan.
yeah, she
Yeah.
looked really nice.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But as soon as you saw the shot of her like beauty mark
I
from
was
the
like,
it's
yeah.
like I was literally wondering, well, whatever happened to Ross? Like, is she gonna come back? And,
Yeah.
There you go.
That was
Good to
cool.
see her.
Yeah.
And then even more, next emotional roller coaster, all the supplies are from Zing because Havoc is
Havoc.
there.
It was just the wheelchair and like
Yeah.
the blanket. I was just like, I feel so bad. You know, I
But
know.
he has a
doing
shop
well.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sad because we want him to be with the team,
Yes.
you know, and hanging out. But now he has
He's
finally.
helping the way he can.
I mean, it's better than him thinking about like he wanted to like kind of end his life. At
Yeah.
one point.
Yeah.
So now
Yeah.
he's
He was
got
ready.
his own shop. He's running things. He can probably flirt
Yeah.
with every single person that comes into that shop now.
I'll get
Yeah.
sympathy
Get it-
points.
get
You
it-
don't know
yeah.
Exactly.
that.
Get an actual
Ladies,
girlfriend,
let
a
me
good girlfriend.
Yes,
Please.
good one.
Not a
With
not
the
a
big boobs they like.
homunculi. Good lord. I was hoping that Ross and him got
they
together.
could.
Really?
I mean, I like it just because of the fact that they both had to deal with
Yeah.
starting a new life in Shing together, but under
Yeah.
secrecy. So I was hoping that they bonded.
She's
through
nice
that.
enough. I just feel like he
Yeah.
We
likes like the big
still have
movie.
part
Fan
5.
fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 12 more episodes, y'all. You never know. But no, I'm not.
And fan fiction.
yes, that's also
Yeah, with
true.
lots of lemon.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we get female Armstrong rebels and pretty much shouts, oh, I love that she, I was all shouts. No, when she shoots the dude in the head, I was like, oh,
Yeah,
she ain't
she's
playing.
Crazy, yeah.
Were
I
you
was
guys
like,
surprised when that
A
happened?
little bit.
Yeah.
Because
She's a little
doesn't-
extreme.
She,
Just a little.
she's definitely down to business kind of person, but it's like,
Let's get down. Sorry.
yes. I was singing it.
It's a 20th anniversary,
It's
so
a
I
cool-
just watched it, so I was like,
We're here. It's
Um,
cool.
And then when she stabs the other guy in the arm.
That's her
oh,
thing.
oh,
she
man,
loves
she-
stabbing
yeah.
people in arms.
oh yeah, she loves it.
With
Great.
Raven,
So
was
good.
it? Yeah.
Yeah. Then there is, we get Denny Brosh back, Brosh. I was like, we know him from, he was like the one watching Ed and Al for a little bit, right?
believe
Hot Minute
so.
with Maria. I think he was the one with Maria watching them.
I believe so.
Yeah. Animals. Oh, I do like that animals and Fu notice that the energy is changing.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
dog's
The
barking
dog
at the
and
ground.
the-
You're
yeah.
They're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Hold up.
There you go. Okay. Who knew that it was Morse F and code when Pride is like ding 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 da da da.
Nope.
Oh,
I'm a
I was
little
like,
slow.
no.
It was fishy,
Screaming.
but God.
It was
I
I
too
didn't catch
regular.
on. I didn't even catch on to Hawkeye and Mustang when he told, when she told her. Well, she told him about Celine. And I just
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
he's so
I knew
sneaky.
something. I just knew
Yeah.
something was off. I mean, my grandpa had taught us Morse code because he thought that it would be super important to
Yeah.
know. I don't remember it now off of my head, but I remember ... is usually something that you would use for emergencies, and I couldn't remember what it was. So when I first watched it, I was like, he's been doing that for quite some time, and I was trying to listen to it, and I was like, ... oh shit, like it was like one of those moments.
It was a little weird that Al wasn't really saying anything. He was just kind of letting it happen.
I thought he would
He
get
thought he was
annoyed.
being a kid.
No, I think he would get annoyed. Be like, "Can you stop that, please?"
No.
Yeah.
Al's a very patient person.
Yes,
so
that's true.
He's like, as long as he's not trying to kill me and he's playing with my head, it's fine.
It was making me so angry. I was like, "Come on!"
Yeah. It's rough.
Oh well. Then we get over to the third laboratory, and they're like, "Let's split up into 2 groups." And Hohenheim's like, "I'll go with the young lady."
Pervy old man.
I cracked up at that moment. He's like, dirty old man.
I was like, hey man, he's been alive for a while.
Right. It's been a
Then
minute.
again, it's not really, because then he goes, "Hey, you like this guy? You can go after him. Go look."
Yeah.
For him.
Yeah, no, it was obviously just for fun and games.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to make it seem
Still
more
cracks
innocent.
me up.
Yeah.
He knew.
Dirty old
And then the creepy ending, they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna try multiple soul bonding with the freaky soldiers," and everyone feels them awaken because I mean, like, boom, 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 boom.
This is the part of the last 2
Yeah, this
episodes.
is the last two.
2 episodes of this part or season or whatever the hell you want to call it. Really, like, I had nightmares about those stupid
creepy.
things. Yeah, because it's not just like normal zombies. It's like the fact that with regular zombies, like,
They're
you
real
can get it, they're like
souls.
decaying and all this kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Like, you get it, they're dead. But like these things were like kind of they're mannequins that are filled with human souls that are just following you. Like that
With one eye
that
and the-
concept to me doesn't like register in my brain, and it just really freaks me out. So I was just like, eh.
Yes.
Especially how they move too.
Oh yeah.
Like World War Z kind of.
Yeah.
So this is episode 12, The Immortal Legion, and we get a new intro song and
New
outro
band name,
song.
by the way.
What is it?
I said that's my new band. My band name.
Oh, The
Immortal
Immortal
Legion.
Well, it's funny, after
It is
watching
a
the
cool
show
name.
Legion, I'm like, different thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the creepy soldiers awaken, and I was like, something's gonna go wrong. Something goes wrong. Yep, bite the dude in the face. And
That was crazy.
It's a zombie mentality.
That was like
Yes.
straight out of Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Like, this is insane.
I was like,
I was like, this is getting terrifying.
I was thinking like Westworld, Walking Dead vibes, because you know how like in Westworld they kind of attack their creator, and I was just like, this is crazy.
You're like, who thought this would be a good plan?
It was dope though. I was like, this is getting good. Everyone's getting hurt, and I see blood. No, I'm just kidding. But it was
Yeah.
it was
It was
great.
crazy.
I kind of like how it's twisting and turning into like this darker side. It's creepy, but I like it.
Yeah. We have Ed and his group. They get to the big door. It opens, and this was very zombie. Oh,
Yeah.
the door opened. His hands coming out.
It hurts.
And they're, them that hurts, mom,
Yeah.
and what weird stuff they say.
And once that brother,
Yeah.
I was tripping after
Ooh,
that.
Ed didn't like that either. He's like, what? No.
I'm not your
Especially for us too. 'Cause
Yeah.
We're like,
Well, that's when we learned they're like, they don't die, and it's human souls. And they're like,
Yeah, because aren't they all infused with Philosopher's Stone?
yeah.
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 Like a liquid Philosopher's Stone, right?
well, it
It
was
was
liquid with
water
philosophical
stones in
stones
them.
inside of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why they
That's
were
just-
like, we don't know yet.
Yeah. You don't know if this is going to work. Maybe this
Yeah.
is a bad plan. You shouldn't have done it in the first place. Booyah.
Well,
It doesn't matter now. You did.
Yeah.
You did now.
Yes.
yeah.
Armstrong, she tells the soldiers to fall back, and they don't really listen. But the one dude she's holding hostage, he rebels, and she's kind of like, all right, nice. But then Sloth smashes
yep.
him.
Yo,
She got
that
out just in time.
that was crazy.
Yes.
I was not expecting that. I was
No.
like,
Yeah.
who's that? Oh, I
Him
forgot
again.
about you.
He's just been sleeping this or making a tunnel this whole
Yeah,
time.
this whole time he came out, he's like, all right, now I have to kill people
What
before
a
I take a
dick.
nap.
Gosh.
He was told to kill her. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
So we'll kind of go back and forth because that's how that episode goes. But we get Heinkel. He notices it's a Morse code, so I was like, thank you.
Finally.
Yeah.
But a little too late because Kimberly shows up and it was giving the location. You're like, damn, nabbit.
Yeah.
May and Envy in the tunnels. The Legion show up, and
Ugh.
her fighting them was
She
so
was
cool.
kicking. Did you guys see my boomerang on Instagram?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just that scene. I was like, that's my girl.
Yeah.
She
There she
went
goes.
full on Chun-Li.
Yes.
Oh my god! And
Yes.
I just loved like how she was like still holding on to
Yes.
Envy in the jar. All those like
Tofu
motions
With her
that-
pigtails.
The choreography of it
Yes,
all.
that was
Yes.
a great 8 count.
That was good.
1, 2, 3. I loved it.
But unfortunately, the jar breaks, and Envy is cute
God.
no longer, and gets
Yes.
inside one of them, and then it morphs and eats. And then, did we think it was going to become the regular form, the big
I
form, and then back
didn't.
into regular?
I thought it was gonna be a new form.
Me too.
I was
Yeah.
expecting a new form, but I was happy because I was afraid it was gonna be like
giant
horrifying.
thing again.
I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
don't
yeah.
like Envy's like.
The
Green.
big thing.
The
Yeah,
green
I
thing,
just
yeah.
I can't with it. I was
So
hoping
would
for
we
something
say
new.
that's its true form?
No, I think the true form is the little slug, right?
Yes.
But
It's
when
like
it's
a
with
true
someone, why would it pick
evolution
that?
form.
Yo, I don't know. Homunculi are weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't understand.
Yeah, I don't
Because
understand
I
it
think
either.
Envy likes the normal form as a presentation of self, but the big one is probably for fighting.
Yeah, it's for fighting and also because
Not in close quarters, though.
well, no.
It's a little too big.
No, no, no.
Maybe it's levels
Yeah.
like, not to be corny,
It
but like
makes it-
Digimon. You know how they,
Yeah,
they have their
yeah,
normal
yeah.
form,
Yeah,
and
they have, like-
evolve.
yeah,
It's not
Well,
their
Digivolve.
final form, okay?
Yeah.
Champion, there's Ultimate, there's Mega.
Exactly.
You have a lot. You have a lot to go.
Then we find out, Marco wants to help Al, and Yoki is like, no, we should stay back, be safe.
Very Yoki.
Which,
of him.
how that goes,
So
Yeah.
did
Yoki.
not see that.
Yeah. So Yoki.
Heinkel is still alive, yay!
By the hair of his chinny chin line.
I
Like,
was expecting him to
Did he-
bite it.
especially because like the way it was very
Yeah.
like extremely anime-esque, where if you see someone disintegrate in a bright white light, you're like, yeah, you're dead. That's anime trope 101.
Yes.
Like, if you see any DBZ, that's exactly how everyone
Exactly.
dies. So I
Yep.
was like, so he dead, right?
Yep, he's
No,
gone.
he's like, I'm just bleeding and coughing in a
like,
corner.
"Huh."
I'm like,
I just
that
need
is
a
not
nap.
how it works.
I just need a nap
Especially,
and a granola bar.
especially now that all these characters are finally coming together. Like we have
Yeah.
such a huge roster of characters. I'm
Yes.
expecting them to like
Just
we have like
fall
death
off.
count. You know.
Yeah, there's too
Right.
many of them.
Especially with how like TV is now, Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, like no one
Somebody's
is
gonna
safe.
die.
Yeah, you just assume that everyone
Yeah.
can die, but you're like,
Yeah.
no, we're trying to keep everyone alive as much as we can.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Al is able to kind of break away with that fun leg toss of like,
Good lord.
Yeah.
but then as he's crawling away, and he's just like, I'm not gonna give up.
Oh wow.
Oh, right?
Yeah.
He's like, "Ah." And then
Poor thing.
Heinkel is like, yeah, you guys, you brothers, and Al's like, what are you talking about? You're willing to help someone else, and while you are falling to pieces, pretty much.
Yeah.
Both
Yeah.
of them. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, well, I made a promise. And lo and behold, Heinkel's like, by the way, I have a philosopher's stone.
Would have been nice to know that earlier.
Great. Thanks.
You know, when we were fighting.
I'll take
And
that now.
then he's like, he has a good kind of point of like, you know, their internal struggle with Al. Like, I don't really want to use philosopher's stone now that I know it's made out of people. But he's like, well, you should use it to save the world. Damn, I can't
Yeah,
say
no,
that
yeah,
one.
about that.
He's like, all right, fine. And then Al takes it, and then he's like, let's fight together.
Oh, yeah.
End of the episode.
Yeah.
Then episode 13, I kind of was like, wait, this one's called Combined Strength. I was wondering if Al could eat it, and I'm like, but he can't eat it the way Kimberly would eat it. It would be
Right.
like clink, clink, clink.
Kind of holding
Yes.
it.
Just hold it.
Yeah.
Fall through a
Ooh,
crevice.
wait, wouldn't it be kind of cool if he could like put it and alchemy like zoop,
I mean,
Onto
that's what I
his-
assumed that's what he did, but clearly
like
that was
make
not
a
what it
little
was.
pocket?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I assumed. That's what when I first saw this scene, I thought that he put some sort of alchemy to attach it
Yeah.
to himself. No, he was just like,
His
I'm
armor-
gonna, yeah, I got it.
His armor doesn't have pocket.
No,
He just
That
got
is-
his he just got his scrunchie and you know.
Yeah.
it's like,
He's just an inconvenient person.
that little tiny ponytail he's got. That's actually
Yeah.
a philosopher's stone.
I want it back. I've been sad to see
I know,
this
it
ugly, tough thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, can we get it back? Or he could
He
be
will.
like, fix it. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, if
Alright.
when Ed gets to come back and fix him up, he can make that
Yeah.
come back.
That's
with
true.
alchemy.
But damn, Al goes about fighting Kimberly and Pride and actually does a really good job.
I was so happy.
Yeah.
I was like, he's holding it down finally.
Yes.
So the one thing that I took from the manga, the first anime
Mm.
and the second anime, and
Mm-hmm.
other people that I've talked to, all these books and things like that, Al is technically a better fighter
Yes.
and a better alchemist than Ed. Ed is just a little bit more of a people person, where he's more of a, I'm a go-getter, also I'm gonna tell you what to do kind of thing. Al is very
Yeah.
like, yeah, you go ahead, brother, I'll just hang out right here. But like,
And watch you lose.
but with his intellect and research, he's able to retain information better and things like
Yeah.
that. So it's really funny that the younger brother is actually really good at all of the skills, and Ed's just
Yeah.
like, I'm also good, but I'm also very hot-tempered because I hate being called short. So, yeah. But I think that's really cool that you don't get to see that in this series, this one specifically, until he has fight.
Yeah.
So I thought that was
Yeah.
really,
It's
really
good.
cool.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of
Well,
sense.
they do
Yeah.
point out that Ed always practice fights Al.
Oh, yeah,
and
he
then
never
he's like,
wins.
I never win. So that was our slight.
Yeah, because people
Communication.
usually miss that point, and they're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, it's you know," because
Yeah.
people just assume because he was bigger, that's why he's a better fighter. And I was like, no. Al's
No.
just really he can
Yes.
retain information really well. So if you train him in a
No.
certain way, he remembers everything. So
Nice.
yeah.
Well, also, this is kind of, during the fight with Kimberly, it kind of showed the more creative fighter would win. Because how they used their alchemy to fight was what made each one better than the other. Which was like, ooh.
It reminds me of like Green Lantern Corps.
I was totally thinking
yeah.
that. I'm like, who's ever more creative?
Yeah.
And then he captures Salim again in a smaller one because he makes a bigger one. So he's like, not again. Whoops, gotcha.
Yeah. I'd be doing that every
That
5
would have been
seconds.
funny if his hands actually like.
Yeah, I would
been
have
awesome.
died. I love the
That would've been
flashbang decoy that he did, where
Yeah.
it was like, "Oh, not again! Haha, decoy!" Pew! It's like fell out of the ground, and I was like, "Ooh!"
Yep. And
So
then
smart.
Kimberly has that like bothersome like,
Oh, you
well,
said
you
that.
only have 2 choices. You can return to your body or save people. And he's like, well, wait. I was like, no, why can't I do both?
Right.
And then Kimberly goes darker. Well, how about you do neither? And you're like, oh, why'd you gotta be dark like that? No.
Yeah.
Then the other kind of epic battles towards the end, we have the Armstrongs fighting.
Yes.
And Sloth's head bleeds. So I'm like, the one spot on him that seems to bleed. And then who was surprised when he's fast? I was like, WTF.
But
What?
if you think about it, because he's Sloth, they're like, okay, well, we can't have him actually be slow because then he'd just be a weakness.
He's just strong.
Yeah.
With his great
So-
power, with that great skill of him being super fast, there's the drawback of him not being able to
Yeah,
control
no
it, though.
accuracy.
Yeah.
But that's
it's
how
still
he was able to do
extremely,
it.
it's still extremely dangerous that we've
Yes.
seen. Like, ooh.
Yeah.
Because he's so big, he can still potentially hit you. And he, remember
Yeah.
when he, scratched Olivier? Like, I was like,
Ah! Don't do that.
I love this fight scene though because
Yes.
I think I said in a previous episode that I really wanted them to team up and just take on something. And it was so
Yeah.
cool that they actually got
was
to
like,
take on Sloth because I was thinking that Alex was gonna fight Sloth at some point.
Yeah,
'Cause
as
I'm
they
like,
should.
this gotta have some kind of fight. But to see them fight as brother and sister together,
I loved
and
it.
we obviously saw Olivier kind of get the better of Alex in the past episode, but it was kind of cool to see Alex kind of help out his sister. I mean, she doesn't always need help because she's strong as hell.
Yeah.
But
But she also got crushed against a pillar.
Yeah.
Oh my
Your
God.
ribs are completely broken. Your arms broken. That was a lot.
She
I mean, she's a tough cookie.
She
I will
walked
give her
it
that.
off.
Yeah.
She just scared me for a hot second though, because she lost her poker
Yes.
face, and I'm like, whoa, like this is not the Armstrong I know. Like, what are you doing?
yeah,
So-
it's because she has no oxygen. There's ribs
right. She's like,
pointing
so
out
there's
everywhere.
like fractures.
Yeah,
everywhere.
you know. Poor
Yeah,
thing.
so I was like, he's the fastest? What? And then,
Yep.
Bro
Crazy.
in for the save. Then they have I was like, back with their fight. So Armstrong, Sloth. Oh, that pillar stabbed through the face.
Yeah.
Okay, this is where I got worried for all of y'all because I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that scene. Oh, I hope my co-hosts are okay because it's really gross how he gets
Yeah.
out of that.
That's awesome, though.
I mean, I know you're into
I'm
that.
like,
I wasn't
Oh,
expecting
yeah.
that.
He likes
Yeah.
horror movies.
That's true, but I also some people like horror movies, but they don't like gore, you know?
Yeah,
So that's why I'm
yeah.
always like,
Yeah.
you know,
Subtle.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't need it like Saw all the time. You know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
all
Balance.
And then I was like, my note said, really, soldiers? The soldiers come in like, Armstrong,
Oh,
we
yeah.
apprehend you. And I'm like, can
Not
you
the time.
Not see the giant bird. That was the only type of writing I was like, who did this?
Right.
Why?
Why?
Do this? Why is this
so
important?
stupid. I
Yeah,
mean, there's a
sorry.
moment where she does have it with them, and she's like, because then they're fighting, and they're just being stupid, and the Legion shows up and starts killing them, and then she's like, are you gonna work with this or not? And she grabs a gun to her forehead. Go, Olivia. Damn.
She goes
She's
hard.
my favorite, yo.
She goes
Yes.
hard.
Yeah, Femme Armstrong is my favorite.
Yes.
She's the best.
Then we go back. Oh, the other surprise one that happened when Heinkel bit Kimberly's neck.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, how crazy, huh?
That was definitely a very big surprise, and they're like, wait, how did that work? Because Marco hopped in and helped. Yay. Everyone wants to do something. Then we kind of get a slightly comedic moment. The truck goes by. We're looking for an ice cream truck. We just changed the outside. Whatever. Ha ha ha. And then Mustang kind of goes like, no, it's all right, guys. We're not going to do that kind of violence. We're going to be covert. Da da da. Ed Scar and the Chimera fight. They're going for it, and they point out, go for the legs. Immobilize them. It's true. It's not headshot. It's leg shot.
Yeah, it's funny
Good
how
enough.
in the previous episode you just brought up that they were they were shooting the legs, but here for the zombies, I call them.
Yes.
They did the exact same thing
Yeah.
because it helped
Yeah.
them fight because it's
Yeah.
like you can't really kill them.
Yeah, no. Then Pride, though, interestingly doesn't want to kill Kimberly. That was a little bit like, oh, yeah, I guess we need you around more. And then decides to go after Marco. The car coming in. Oh,
Yoki.
that was a good surprise.
Yeah.
Mr. Yoki for the win. Oh,
I just love how he was
crying.
the tears. He's just like, I came back for you.
It's funny when it's like the thicker the tear it is, the more dramatic.
Yeah, I love it. Especially because he was like yelling, but the tears didn't stop. And I was like, oh my god.
I'm not gonna let you be the only hero.
Right.
He made himself useful for once.
I know. I was like, hey,
good
4 parts
job.
in.
Yeah.
Get it, buddy. I'm
Talk
so
about
proud
a
of you.
redemption arc, man.
Yeah.
From being a bad guy to now actually saving
Yes.
people. Ridiculous.
Then they get the kind of like a close call when their car becomes a convertible.
Oh, yeah.
So they're going after them.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Now, this is a moment, and I guess this leads into the next season, but still, Pride says that humans were so easy to dupe. And I'm like, well, them getting away.
What you saying, Pride?
Huh. So I'm wondering if this falls under Pride's, like, extra plans that are going on, or what? Did you guys have any thoughts when he said that? It felt super suspicious. He's like, humans are so easy to dupe. And I'm like, what? They got away. That's good, right?
I don't know.
She's
He's
like,
really up to
"Oh."
something.
We still have 12 more episodes.
We
That's all I'm
Wait,
gonna
is it
say.
12 or 13?
12. for
There's
part
only
5.
12 in the next part.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Only 3 more episodes.
Okay.
It'll
Um,
be good. I can't wait.
So did you
I can't wait.
did you guys have any thoughts on that moment, or did it stand out to you?
Honestly,
Not really?
no major thoughts. No.
I just wonder if like Pride is the big bad that we have to focus on. Well, clearly, obviously,
Yeah.
but like, are we missing something? Like, I don't know. I really don't know if he's like the one we need to look out for.
He's also, he has gluttony now,
Yeah.
and now he's just eating
Super
people.
smell.
Yeah, super smell, and also he's eating
And
people.
speaking of, Kimberly's still barely alive and gets eaten by Pride, but
Yeah.
he's like, "You're gonna live inside me."
was like,
Ah!
Poor
Gross.
Kimberly. I actually felt bad for him for a hot
I
second.
did for a hot
Yeah.
second, yeah.
like,
And I was like,
went out
you
like
killed
that.
like a bunch of people
Yeah.
who didn't deserve it, like children. Like, so
Yeah.
it's very interesting, even
Yeah.
though he's not actually a child, but you're being eaten by a
Yes.
child, makes me like giddy and also make me feel like an awful human being.
I always thought that was like a nice highlight from the for the show. Oh, by the way, it's Anthony in the booth.
Hey there.
Hey, I just always thought it was a nice highlight of this show where sometimes you're able, or it doesn't trick you, but like it does show instances where you are able to empathize with even the villains
Yeah.
of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's definitely good writing when you can feel bad for the bad guy. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Gluttony's done so many horrible things, but I'm like, but to go down that way. Same thing,
Yeah.
Kimberly. You're like, no.
Especially because he was like begging. He's like, please, it hurts,
Yeah.
stop. And I was like, ugh,
We're so
awful.
human.
Yeah.
We're too human.
Yeah.
Then we get May fighting Envy, but the Legion shows up more, and she's like, well, you know what? When there's a lot of them, it's a bad thing. So bye, peace out, and runs underneath
Yeah.
them.
Deuces.
Yes, that was a great
She's so
escape.
cool, man.
Yeah.
I love May. Even though I'm always scared for her 'cause she's so tiny. I'm like, don't
That
step
makes it
on
easier
her.
to escape.
I know, but you can also
True.
step on her.
Yeah.
I know.
A
Her
little
pigtail
Xiao Mei
something.
better.
Yeah. Oh my god. I'm just like, just put her in a pocket. Like, get a pouch.
And the final bit, which was very exciting, Ed's group's fighting, and then Mustang and Hawkeye show
Yes.
up. Woo!
I love
Because yes,
that.
can you just burn them? It's like, I really hope so.
We
A
don't
good
know.
amount,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on these final episodes?
I
Final
just-
5.
I just love how we were able to come back to that same room because I remember at one
Yeah.
point I don't even remember what part that was, like Hawkeye was kind of having her moment there and everything, and then Roy's dealing with killing Lust over and over and over, but now we're back, but now at the end, like it's just
Everything
it's all falling into
Yeah.
place. Yeah. It's just crazy. So
Any other thoughts on these last few episodes?
All I gotta say is I'm just really excited. I feel like it's gonna go down this next season. I like one of my predictions is with Hohenheim.
Okay.
Is he gonna be fighting anybody?
Yo,
I feel like he's
mom's
gonna-
the word on that
We'll
one.
hold
Just,
on
like,
to
waiting
those
for the
a
facial
second.
expression.
Yeah, her poker face. She's like, yes. And Ollie, any other thoughts on these?
I'm
last
just ready
episodes?
for part 5.
And then we had a few people I see in the live chat. Anybody say anything
Yes.
that
no,
we
mostly-
can give a shout out to people chatting away?
Shout out to Flip87, who's always in the chat. Derek
Yeah.
Hogan, obviously.
Hey guys.
Davey Elmer. Douglas, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in live. And if you don't tune in live, that's totally fine. Keep talking with us in the comments.
Yeah. And then also,
better.
Yes,
you
bring
can
them off.
you can also listen on iTunes as a podcast to let people know. I know a lot of people really love podcasts. Let them know about us.
Yeah.
As well as leave a comment, rate it, subscribe, all those. And then on the YouTube, make sure to do a thumbs up and give you a shout out. So thank you very much for joining us in the chat. Any other interesting comments popping out?
No,
Everyone's all deep in the discussion.
yeah, everyone's kind of talking amongst themselves. So, yeah.
Yay! Well, we're inciting such a big discussion because these episodes. All right, so we'll hold on to predictions for just a second, and then we'll get into our special segment, which is our word of the day. So because we had the fire, we're gonna do fire as our word.
Oh, cool.
So it's kaji.
Kaji.
So that's Kaji, and I looked it up because so technically like a controlled fire is another word, and so this is like an out of control fire.
Yeah.
So they have more of their specifications. But then again, I guess we could say a wildfire if it's out of control, but we would also say fire. So
Yeah.
Kaji.
Kaji.
Yes.
I like
All right. And then let's do our predictions.
Woo! I was actually gonna name my dog Kaji instead of Rocky because
now,
he's so all over the place.
Kaji Rocky.
But I feel like Neil was like, I'm not gonna say that. I was like, Rocky it is.
All right. Now, Jaimi, you were starting to have a prediction.
Yeah,
Tell me.
it was just like a Jinkies moment. I don't know, guys. I feel like Hohenheim is gonna fight probably Pride
Okay.
because he's gonna fight his own creation. So that's like my little prediction.
Okay.
I just don't. Yeah, and someone's gonna die. I don't know who it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those
I
are really
like
good
that.
predictions.
I really like that, especially
Ollie?
the tease from this
Yeah.
episode of Pride not getting it to Hohenheim. So I would love for that to
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we're gonna have some amazing fights to see in these next 12 episodes. I'm expecting there to be a kiss between Winry and Ed.
Please.
Where's Winry been these last few episodes? I was like, where is she?
Oh God, I just
Doing something.
every time I try to make a prediction, I'm completely wrong, and but that's what I love about this anime. Like I'm constantly like
Learning.
Surprised and
yeah.
everything I think that's gonna happen doesn't happen. I actually really like that.
Yeah, me too.
Nice.
I do think someone's gonna die. There's
Yeah.
too many people, and if it's that epic of a battle, I kind of feel we have to lose somebody to
yeah.
really give
And
the
maybe it's not
gravity of it.
important.
Yeah, it makes it
And I think
more
I think it's important. It
yeah.
really gives the fans and the characters
weight,
yeah.
gravity to it. Yeah.
So since I already know the ending,
You're like,
I'm gonna be quiet. But my question to you, since viewers don't tell them, do you think that we are going to actually see at the very end or second to last episode, are we going to see Ed and Al with their bodies back? Do
No.
you think that?
No, I don't think that we are.
No.
All right.
No?
Okay. No.
I think either.
No, I mean, put your opinions out there. You know, some people say like.
I think they'll get to a moment where they can do it, and they'll choose not to.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think. I
Okay.
hope that they don't do that because since we both think that way, I hope that they kind of prove us wrong. But I have a feeling that it's going to be like he's going to either take on another form,
Yeah.
but he's not going to take on his human form. Or would they be able to like make him into, no, sorry. I was going to say like they're going to make him into like a baby, like a Benjamin Button
Well,
type
you
thing.
know what? There is the
mean,
image
to
on the
renew.
previous end credits where it's a smaller hand holding a bigger hand, like a child's
So he
hand.
gets like a new start.
Yeah, I could see that happening. I want Ed to keep his automail because
Close your eyes.
Yeah.
This is because I always tell this to people because now I have other friends who've
Yeah.
never seen the show who is currently watching it now, but they have way more time than the four of us have collectively. So they were able to like sit through like 2 days watching all 5 parts, which is don't do
Yeah.
that.
I'm jealous. At
sounds-
least they have
and
the
healthy.
time.
Yeah, no, they have the time. We don't have the time because we're hustling all the time.
Right.
So
Booked and busy.
yeah, but it's always been my question is like because we're always talking about it.
Yeah.
Philosopher's Stone has tainted the way that the boys think and things like that,
Yes.
but they're also still trying to find a way to use alchemy to find a way to get their bodies back. Is there a way? So I always ask like, are they going to find it? Is it going to be one of them? Is it going to be both of them?
I could go with maybe Al might get something back, but I think Ed will keep it. And also, I feel that's just like a disrespect to anybody else who has automail, because it's like, are they in like fractured people the way you see yourself? Because I'm like, wait, they have automail just like you, and it's like his is not weird. I just can't see Ed's automail is that bizarre. That I'm like, okay, yeah, you lost it, but now it's part of you.
Right.
And that would, again, discount anybody else who has automail and be like, well, that's not good
Well,
enough.
Well,
Yeah.
but I also think that it's not because the fact that everyone else who's lost
I know, it's been a realistic loss.
Yeah, and the
but-
fact so for him, it's not the fact that like Autumn to him is like, oh, it's awful, but it's like a constant reminder of his mistake.
Yeah.
So I understand why, and the fact that he has to look at his brother,
But
look at his
it's
arm.
so useful.
No, I'm with you. I totally get that it's
Yeah.
completely useful, especially when he fights, because every time he's
Yeah.
always getting stabbed by something.
Yes.
But
Yep.
but yeah, that's just
I
Just
think
keep the arm.
real quick, I'll
Yeah.
give my prediction.
Yes.
I just think that I don't think they will get their full blown bodies
Okay.
back.
Okay.
But I think they'll somehow leave it open for potential to. I don't know how they're gonna do this, just because I feel like that'll leave fans
Yeah,
guessing
open
and
to
purchase.
theorizing and getting their own fan fictions, whatever. But I think
Yeah.
they're gonna let it open for
Cool.
viewers to decide.
And there's
you
also
know.
3 movies, so
Yeah.
you know
They'll be all right.
Yeah,
Which,
it's all good.
Actually, speaking of that,
Yeah,
this
go
is
for
for comments down below. We'll also post on the Twitter. Would you want us to cover the animated movies, the
live
live action
action.
movie? Would we want it like one at a time? Would we want to do like, all right, let's compare all 3 movies of the animated
Lord.
and the
Yeah.
have like a day where we just break down the
Yeah.
movies? Please
Aw.
let us know.
That's nice.
And thank you so much for joining us in the live chat. Please comment down below if you're watching this later. I know some of you are getting pumped and excited for Anime Expo. And we'll keep you posted on that kind of news too.
Yeah.
Where can people find you all, Ollie?
Hey guys, I'm Oliver Drennan. Find me on all social media platforms at Ollie Dreamer. Check me out on Sundays for the RuPaul's Drag Race After Show on AfterBuzz TV, and check me out on Thursdays for the Cloak and Dagger After Show on AfterBuzz TV as well.
Sweet.
Hey guys, it's Jaimi Gray. You can find me on Twitter at It's Jaimi Gray, and you can find me on Instagram at Jaimi Gray.
And I'm Alexis Torres. You guys can find me all over social media at atorres890. Definitely check out this thing I'm doing with Geek and Sundry. It's called Starter Kit. We are playing a game called Phoenix Dawn Command. If you love tabletop games and RPGs, we pretty much combine the two, and it's really, really awesome. See if my character lives or dies at the end.
Nice.
Yeah.
And my name's Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane. That's KARIDLANE. Again, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you all next week. Sayonara!
Ta-da!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.